you're probably wondering why there's a recording here of me at home doing the introductions for the 2024 Let's Talk Digital Conference. As most of you who were watching on the stream probably saw, we had some technical difficulties. We had difficulties connecting to the Wi-Fi, getting a network connection. I had to use my mobile data in the end to actually get uh, the rest of the day streaming, and we had some audio issues as well. So I'm going to re-record the introduction for you guys at home who want to see the introduction, and also for those just watching the recorded version. And also Steve Rowley's session, unfortunately, for this session, the audio wasn't recorded properly either. So I'm going to ask him to record it again, and hopefully he can, and we'll put that on YouTube on this playlist. So anyway, this is the introduction I gave yesterday. I'm just going to give it again for everyone else here. Welcome to the Let's Talk Digital Conference 2024. Pleasure to have you all here, both virtually and in person. Now, so I want to talk to you about our team. We have a fantastic team who helped out on the day with running the conference. We had Anita and Simon and Nadia and Ravi and so many other people who I haven't got time to name, but I just want to say a big shout out to them for thank you for helping us get this conference running and helping it be as successful as it could be after some technical difficulties yesterday. So thank you so much, guys. And I just want to say that the actual people that registered for the conference numbered quite a few. I think there was 186. We had 147 people watch the live streaming once it got online after half an hour. And from all over the world, actually. We're an international conference. We've got people from America, Russia, Sweden, Poland. Who else do we have? Nigeria, Egypt, and India, and Vietnam, actually, if I remember correctly. So yes, very much a global conference. So this is a bit of a mood point now I'm recording this, but I did go through where the fire exits and the toilets are. Anyway, moving on. Now, what is today really about? So it's always about digital innovation at the front line with these conferences, but this is the third year running. And just wanted to meet people that have done well, have done less well. There's been blockages and so on, and want to hear how they struggled or didn't struggle or got through these struggles and so on. We want to showcase people's, things they have done that they've learned from, and that we could all use this knowledge to help ourselves with the different things we're doing in digital health. Discuss the difficult issues, meet others that are tackling the same issues, and have open discussion, code, data, learning, and standards. And of course, we've got the debate later on open source, which I'm really looking forward to. Right, so speakers, we've got a fantastic lineup of speakers. We'll be covering things like large language models, SharePoint, the open source debate, also educational devices, and also digital growth charts and so many other things. And we've had a fantastic lineup of VOSTers as well. Something maybe I'm going to coin a term here, video posters. We decided to have our abstracts submit videos 3 minutes long, which you can watch on the YouTube playlist. I would recommend. And there's also prizes for the person that won. I'm not going to let you know. Well, there's 3 prizes actually, first, second, and third. I'm not going to let you know who won. You have to go watch at the end of the conference where we give out the awards. Sorry. Now, let's talk digital, and basically the whole of Let's Do Digital in the community is the ethos that we sort of run by is ZOD, the zone of uncomfortable debate. I very much believe in this, and I think everyone should be talking about things in the open, whether they're good or bad, in a nice way, a friendly way. But there's so much to be learned from each other, whether things went right, whether things went wrong. So I just really want to just, have those discussions and see how can we just take things where they are at the moment, a bit stagnant, I would say, in digital health, and move things forwards. Now, a big shout out to our sponsors, the FedIP, so the Federation for Informatics and Professionals, who have been gracious in giving us and yourselves 6 CPD points for actually coming to the conference, and also Elsewhere, who sponsored us and helped us get this conference running. Now, these are some of the Let's Do Digital offerings. There's the community, of course, including tutoring and mentoring. There's the webinars and conferences like you're seeing today. There's the Python course, which has done very well. We've had 107 people sign up for that in the live and tutored course. And there's also now a self-paced course, which people are signing up to so they can do things in their own time. So that's fantastic to see. And coming soon, we've got the Data Analytics and Medicine course, the AI course, the user interface and front-end course. And the thing I'm most excited about, the thing I'm putting most of my time in, because the other courses, thankfully, I've got other people helping me with those ones, but the handbook, the Essentials of Health Informatics handbook, coming out later next year, early next year. This is something I'm very excited about. We're going to have webinars to springboard people's knowledge about all topics of clinical informatics. We've got 42 of them to go through, and hoping to deliver that next year, and help people learn about clinical informatics. Basically, it's the course or the handbook I would have loved to have had when I started out in clinical informatics back in 2019. Now, the agenda, here it is. If you need to look at the URL, the day's passed now, but it's there now if you need to look at it. Moving on, live and recorded, because you're watching it right now, recorded, and new audio-visual equipment. I learned quite a lot from that. There was lots of different technologies to learn about. So NDI, the Network Device Interface, that was how we connected the cameras to the studio, where we actually linked up all the audio and the cameras and then streamed it. There was learning about managing LAN, so the local area networks, the PoE, Power of Ethernet. OBS Studio was the studio, like I said, where we mixed all the different audio-visual. About KVM, so keyboard, video, and mouse control. So I was controlling the computer at the front of the lecture theatre by the computer at the back of the lecture theatre using KVM. Also PTZ, so pan tilt zoom cameras, which is what the camera I was using on the day, which could move around, and AI tracking, which I'm using that one now without the tracking. And then there's also the different audio-visual cabling. So there's XLR, quarter and eighth inch plugs, Ethernet, Cat6, and USB, sound mixing, and so many other things. Now, what made it all work? Well, basically hours of learning, interoperability for audio-visual sound systems to a degree. So the NDI did basically, it was plug and play. It was fantastic. And that was all the digital side of things. Actually, the analog side of things, the audio side of things, with the mics and the transceivers and receivers, the amps and the sound mixing boards, that was all analog, and it used different plugs. So the XLR, the quarter, the eighth inch, and so on, USB A and B, and but there was interoperability somewhat there, but it very much felt like this is our day in the lives of a clinical informatician, the issues with lack of interoperability, and also AI. So I did show it on the day, the camera's following. We can try now to see if it's going to follow me now. Let's have a look. There we go. I press the button, I turn on AI tracking, and it will keep me in the middle of the picture. I'll put that back in the middle and turn off AI tracking. It was fun and games. Sometimes when the speaker finished talking, it would track the speaker off the podium. So I had to remember to turn it back. But anyway, it was fun and games. I learned lots. So the morning session, one big headache. We started. Our chair didn't turn up, so I had to actually chair the session. But we started with Stephen Rowley talking about the patient's perspective. And Stephen is a patient advocate and STEM career patient, and he raised some very good questions during the Q&A session last year at Let's Talk Digital 2023. And I thought he would just be a great person to have up on stage talking about his perspective as a patient representative and how digital health can both improve and hinder. Unfortunately, his live session, the audio was lost for half of his session. And like I said, we're going to ask him to record his session. If that's possible, we'll see how it goes.